For my grandmother in Puerto Rico. Para mi abuela en Puerto Rico. A hurricane destroyed your sense of home. El huracán arrasa lo que amas. And all you wanted was to pack your bags. Quieres viajar de noche, sin manera. In dead of night, still waving mental flags. Sin maletas, izar mental bandera. Forgetting the nation is a syndrome. Del mar llevas la espuma, panoramas. All that's left of the sea in you is foam. De una patria inacible y sus dolamas. The coastline's broken voice and all its crags. Voz ronca de disturbios mar afuera. You hear the governor admit some snags, inundando ciudades de salmuera were hit. Nada, mere blips in the biome. El gobernador vende melodramas, nothing that private equity can't fix, para saciar al buitre inversionista. Once speculators pour into San Juan, le ora a San Ciprián y Santa Clara to harvest bad seeds of an idea, sabiendo que la isla se vacía. She tells you Santa Clara in 56, dice tu abuela, y a primera vista, had nothing on the brutal San Ciprián, que el viento de la muerte no compara. And yes, your abuela's named María. Ella que también se llama María. Thoughts of Katrina and the Superdome. Oh sol de Nueva Orleans, como derramas el Caribe mapped with blood and sandbags, sangre colonial en cualquier acera. Displaced diasporic Spanglish hashtags. Hay diques y turistas donde quiera, a phantom tag you keep on Google Chrome. Fantasmas de un Caribe en hologramas. Days of hunger and dreams of honeycomb. En mis féretros ya sin más proclamas. Our souls reborn or worn thin like old rags. Escupamos al Dios de cabecera. The locust tree still stands, although it sags. Hashtag que el verdugo sea el que muera. Austere sharks sequence the island's genome. Cotorras revoloteen las ramas. And parrots squawk survival politics para que el bosque de voces resista, whose only power grid is the damp dawn. Tiburones austeros, pongan cara! There's no other way, no panacea, de que al crucero le llegó el día. Throw stuff at empire's walls and see what sticks. Se acabaron los memes de conquista. Or tear down the walls you were standing on. Vivimos para que otro sol brillara. Why not run that question by María? Revolución que nadie domaría. Beyond the indigenous chromosome, pese a los ancestros que reclamas, your gut genealogies and chains and gags. Tu genealogía es prisionera, paraded through the colonies made drags. Cadenas, mordazas, lucha obrera, and left to die. So when you write your tome, cenizas de carbón sobre las camas, please note each word must be a catacomb. El ácido vital que desparramas must be a sepulcher and must be en una extraña especie de aporía, cradle in some sort of aporía, quema las joyas de tu fantasía, where bodies draw on song as guns are drawn. Cual H silenciosa de huracán, resurgent silent H in huracán, tus muertos insurrectos gritarán, your ache song booms ashore, Ashe, María, quebranto y contracanto, Ashe, María. In the immediate aftermath of Hurricane Maria, I really wasn't able to think in terms of poetry. It was too raw and too painful for that. So for a long time, what I did was manage the overload of information, right? All the images of the devastation. So just consuming media, which is how those of us in the diaspora stay connected to Puerto Rico, felt triggering and violent in all kinds of ways. So the first thing I was able to do was these meme poems, taking the images of the devastation and turning them into something else. And that's alluded to, right, in the meme shout-out in the poem. So as time went along, I started thinking about form, right, as a vessel, but also as a broken vessel. So in a very personal sense, writing in form was a way to give structure to the chaos. And I specifically thought of the ode, and there's something very, I guess, either colonial or decolonial, depending on how you view it, in summoning that tradition of the ode with the two sonnets, but then also in lieu of a conventional English language ode, adding a décima, right, which is a Spanish stanza at the end, and very much one rooted in my personal and family history, right? My grandfather and grandmother, who the poem is dedicated to, would listen to décimas, right, which are part of popular music and song in Puerto Rico. So I think there was that sense of trying to honor the power of the ode as a cross-temporal form, but also to subvert its geographies and to maybe hollow it out from inside to make room for the pain. I was more interested in the haunting of languages. So there's an interplay between, say, obviously, ache and ashe. So I very much was interested in going back to a sense of song, right, and an exploration of poetic form. So thinking of the sonnet as that little song in French, right, and how we can bow down before a hegemonic canonical notion of what the sonnet is, but we can also just make our own little songs. You know, my grandmother was born in 1932, so the year that this other hurricane hits Puerto Rico, and so it was very much something that she remarked, and so she remembered later one, Santa Clara in '56, which I allude to, and basically always felt that she was lucky, even though she grew up, right, in the context of the effects of the Depression in the U.S. in Puerto Rico, which were devastating. She missed the big one, right, in terms of the hurricane, but there she survived Maria, right? So, and obviously her name is Maria, as Maria Isolina, and then my mom is Maria del Carmen. So, like many of us, right, we have many Marias within us. But yeah, I thought my grandmother was almost a reminder of the boringly quotidian ways in which people survive, right, and are and reclaim their names and claim other names, right, beyond just the hegemonic narratives of what empire and environmental destruction do to us.